But the thing I was most worried about when it came to this game was the roster. I figured this game would at least have most of the characters from the Budokai Tenkaichi 3 roster, as well as all these new Dragon Ball Super characters that have been introduced since, and the character reveal trailers they would release before launch were the closest we've come to Smash Bros level of hype in a very long time. But with each trailer, I was just waiting for them to announce more Dragon Ball characters, and unfortunately the only one they announced was Kid Goku. Well, I guess in this game he's called Teen Goku, which is more accurate. So we got no Tao Pai Pai, Chi-Chi, Pilaf, Nam, Grandpa Gohan, not even Demon King Piccolo. We didn't even get Arale, even though she's also in Dragon Ball Super. But still, despite my problems with the lack of original Dragon Ball characters in this game, there's still 21 more characters in this game than there was in Budokai Tenkaichi 3, giving this game a whopping 182 characters. Although many people would complain there's too many Gokus in this game, but I don't really think that's the big issue here. Because if Dragon Ball was the only series that got shafted in terms of the roster, there are still some notable characters absent from other series. Like for some reason they didn't include Super 17 or Nova Shenron from Dragon Ball GT. Plus with Dragon Ball Super there are characters like Jacko, Magetta, Botama, and the two other members of the Trio de Danger that aren't part of the roster, though I guess the latter are part of Bergamo's ultimate move. There are even some movie characters I'm surprised aren't in the roster, like Bass Garlic Jr., Paikon, Salza, and Zangia. Of course I know it's kind of unrealistic to expect them to add some obscure characters like Devilman to this game, but I don't think asking for Demon King Piccolo is too much. Though at least Roshi, Tien, and Yamcha all have their OG Dragon Ball outfits, so that's something I guess. But I'm sure most people would rather have some of these characters I mentioned before than characters like Garlic Jr., Dr. Wheelo, or Metal Cooler. I always just found it strange how movie characters got more representation in these games than original Dragon Ball characters. And I'm not saying the game is bad just because it doesn't have every single character that I want, but it is extremely ludicrous that we don't even have a single OG Dragon Ball character that isn't Goku. Hell, Goku doesn't even get to transform into a Great Ape in this game. In fact, none of the Saiyans in this game have Great Ape transformations except for Vegeta. Not even Gohan or Bardock.